Daniel Hayes was the kind of man who had everything people thought they wanted: penthouse apartment overlooking the city, an office on the top floor, a title that read Chief Financial Officer in bold silver letters on his desk. Yet, when he turned the key at night, silence always greeted him. No wife. No children. Just spreadsheets and late-night takeout. On a cold Tuesday evening, with rain pattering against the glass doors of a local supermarket, Daniel stopped in to pick up something quick before heading back to his lonely apartment. He wasn't used to shopping in person, his assistant usually handled that, but tonight he wanted to clear his mind. As he pushed his cart down the baby aisle, something caught his eye. A young woman stood at the register, clutching a can of baby formula. Her shoulders were tense, her hands trembling. The cashier softly said, "I'm sorry, ma'am, but your card was declined." Daniel watched as her face crumpled. She whispered something about trying another card, then dug through her worn-out purse. When that failed, she bit her lip, fighting tears. Finally, with a shaking hand, she slid the formula across the counter and whispered, "I'll return it then." The baby in the stroller beside her started to fuss, as if sensing the tension. The sound pierced Daniel's chest. Something inside him stirred, a memory of his own childhood. His mother, too, had once struggled to afford the basics after his father left. He remembered her quietly putting back milk at the grocery store when money was too tight. He hadn't thought about that in years. Daniel stepped forward without thinking. "Excuse me," he said to the cashier. "Add that formula back. I'll cover it." The woman spun around, her eyes wide, cheeks flushed. "No, you don't have to." But Daniel had already handed over his card. "It's already done," he said gently. Tears spilled down her cheeks. She covered her mouth, shaking her head. I don't even know how to thank you. I'm just trying to get by." Daniel smiled softly. "You just did. You reminded me of something I'd forgotten." She blinked, confused, but nodded, whispering "thank you" again and again. He thought that would be the end of it. Just one small act of kindness. But fate had other plans. The very next week, Daniel attended a charity board meeting. His company had long funded local community programs, but to him, they had always been just line items in a budget. That night, however, a speaker took the stage to share how their food bank was struggling. Daniel froze when he saw her. It was the same woman from the supermarket. She was introduced as Emily Carter, a single mom who volunteered at the food bank when she wasn't working 2 part-time jobs. She shared her story, how she'd been juggling bills, rent, and childcare ever since her husband had walked out. How parents were lining up daily for baby formula, just like she had. Daniel felt a lump in his throat. For the first time, the reports and financial charts on his desk weren't numbers, they were faces, lives, stories. After the meeting, Daniel approached her. Emily gasped when she recognized him. You're the man who..." He smiled. "And you're the woman who reminded me why money should matter." From that night on, Daniel didn't just sign off on donations. He rolled up his sleeves. He visited the food bank, helped pack boxes, even set up a company program to cover formula and diapers for struggling families. The employees noticed a change in him too. The man who once kept to himself now laughed in the break room, asked about their kids, even started mentoring junior staff. And as for Emily, she never asked Daniel for anything. But over time, friendship grew. She would tease him for not knowing how to make a proper grilled cheese sandwich, and he would help her study spreadsheets when she dreamed of starting her own small business. Months later, Daniel found himself standing in the same grocery aisle where it all began, this time with Emily by his side, her baby gurgling happily in the cart. He realized he wasn't lonely anymore. He had found connection, purpose, and maybe something even deeper. All because one night, he decided not to look away.